Thank you, and it's a historic weekend at Lambeau Field. It's the first time the stadium will host back-to-back concerts.
Yeah, country superstar Luke Combs bringing his My Kind of Saturday Night tour to Titletown. It's going to be Friday and Saturday night. Kristen Allen joining us live there this morning. Kristen, can people still get tickets if they want to go?
Yeah, you can still get tickets for tonight. I was just checking on Ticketmaster's website, sort of playing around with it, and there are general admission tickets available. I was putting in different sections, 2 tickets here, 4 tickets, 6 tickets, and it looks like there's plenty of tickets still available. Those standard admission tickets are $110 each. Now, if you are headed here, we want to get you ready. We want to tell you what you need to know. So the first thing is, when is everything open? Well, those parking lots in and around Lambeau Field, so parking at Lambeau, Titletown, those will be opening at 2:45 this afternoon. So will Johnsonville Tailgate Village. The stadium itself will open at 5, and that first opening act taking the stage at 5:20. Now, if you're wondering where to park, there will be some limited spots at Titletown and Lambeau, but those spots are first come, first serve and expected to sell out fairly quickly. So it is recommended to buy parking passes or prepay ahead of time on Ticketmaster. Overnight parking will not be allowed at Lambeau Field. You can't leave your car there. If you do, you will be likely ticketed or towed. So it's best to make a plan now about how you're going to get home. The same rules apply as on game day. So you do need one of those smaller clear plastic bags or a small clutch purse. Any additional clothing such as a hoodie or a jacket or blankets are allowed. You can carry them in loosely, or you can put them in one of those clear bags. Coolers, umbrellas, strollers, large purses, the usual things are not allowed in. And it's going to be very packed here in the Stadium District in the Titletown area over the weekend because of the concert tonight and tomorrow. It's expected to draw up to 100,000 people over the course of the 2 days. And then on Sunday, there's also the Epic Marathon that is happening as well. So if you need to come here for any of those, not going to any of those events, but just trying to maneuver around the area, you'll want to keep that in mind. Reporting live at Lambeau Field, Kristen Allen, Action 2 News.
All right, Kristen, thanks so much. And she mentioned the marathon there. Ashwaubenon village officials preparing for the influx of people with all those events throughout the weekend.
Yeah, the return of the epic 5K marathon brought out more than 2,000 participants last year. Village officials anticipate this will bring an economic boost to Ashwaubenon. Comparing to last year's NFL draft in Titletown, they say the draft had a statewide economic impact of more than $104 million and more than $70 million within Brown County.